Hi everyone, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to have a bit of a play with some of the gear, mainly the 18th scale TRX4M based crawlers. So as you can see, I've got two of them here. Got the Meus Ripper here with loads of Meus hop-ups on it. I've got the aluminium gearbox and skid, the Meus metal drive shafts. It also came with the stainless steel links, steering links. I've put a Meus 8.5 kilo micro servo in there, and if you can see them, a beautiful shock absorbers in there. Absolutely lovely, really good quality, nicely made. Made a bit of a faux pas when I first used it. I found it was really stiff, and then I realised it didn't come with any oil in the shock. So what a plonker. So after I'd got back, I'd realised my mistake, put some oil in them, and now they're working nicely. This other one it's got a lot of my own modifications on it. So I've made my own brass suspension links on there, got some Inura bits on there, a couple of trill parts. It's running a Demond, can't remember the kilo servo in it. But the common thing between these two is they are both running the Furitek Outrunner motor, the Stinger setup. So it is an absolutely must for these size crawlers. So I'll put one in this one first, and then I loved it so much I've got another one, put it in here. It's very versatile, it's got excellent low down power and crawling ability, regular updates as well from Furitek for nice little bits. And another cool thing about it is it has Bluetooth on it, so for all of you that like tampering with your settings and your throttle curves, it is perfect for that. It's absolutely tiny as well. Let me just show you on this one because it's easier to open up. Look at the size of that Outrunner motor. I mean, I haven't got particularly big hands, but that is tiny, but the power from it is fantastic. Obviously you have to change the receiver and your radio gear out, because the standard setup you won't be able to run it on that, but in my opinion, very worthy upgrade. So what are we doing today? We're going to have a play with these two on the wall of death. We're going to see how they perform, and then I've got a little bit of an upgrade to do on one of them. Haven't decided which one yet. Got a superb package that's come through from Furitek. Absolutely brilliant company. Contact them, and the postage is very quick. I ordered that 4 days ago, and that's come from Vietnam. So you really cannot fault that at all. Obviously you have to pay for it, but you know, to get those parts nice and quick, it's well worth it. So let's get them on the wall of death, see how they get on, and then we'll decide which one we're going to do a bit of an upgrade on. So first of all, let's have a quick look at this one. So this is a standard TRX4M chassis. Get the body off. It's a 3D printed body that I did myself. I've made a little windscreen for it as well. Brass roll cage and a bit of carbon fibre on the back just to tart it up a little bit. But it's got the, like I say, it's got the Demond servo in it. It's got an aluminium Traxxas servo holder. It's got the uprated shocks as well, which I really like. There's another video in my list that you can have a quick look about the shocks. I've got some Racing brass front C-cups, Trill diff covers, which are brass, so obviously it gives it a bit more nice low down weight. Brass bumper, which I made myself. Brass links, which I made myself. Inura wheels. You can't see them, but inside here are some of these. Let me just grab an example. These superb inserts are in here. These are from John Reed from Reedy 3D. Have a look in there, contact John, really cool guy. He's also made some for some of my bigger stuff, and he's doing me a set for the Ripper as well. So good thing about these is they've got lovely flex top to bottom like this, but they don't flex side to side, so you don't get that horrible sideways slop that you get from foam. Not very expensive and available in the UK. So I'll mention John in the Facebook group so that everybody can find him. Yeah, get a set of these foams, brilliant. So let's get back to the crawler. So it's got the whole setup's called a Stinger setup, I believe. So it's got Komodo micro outrunner motor and a tiny little ESC and Bluetooth module, which is currently plugged into this one, but I have got one coming for this one. So we'll give it a run, see how it goes, see how it performs against the Ripper, which technically should be better, and see if we can make any more improvements on it. Okay, so we're all set up. I've got a 2S LiPo in here at the moment, so let's see how we get on. So just a bit on this wall. So it starts off, I think it's 40 degrees, and it goes to 42, 45, 48, 50 as it goes up. And all I've done is I've got some little granite rocks or whatever they are from B&Q, grit filled them on just to make it a bit different, really. So let's see how we get on. Got to get off the ground first, so there we go. So the great thing about this outrunner system is it's got loads of power. Obviously you can see it's got good braking as well. Power delivery, you can adjust it all via the app. So if you go into the Furitek app, go into throttle curve, and you can set it up exactly how you want it. And as you're doing it on your phone, it does it live on the crawler. So say you're at a competition and you know something's not working for you, you can just quickly change it. It's absolutely fantastic. It gives you telemetry as well, so it'll tell you, I think it tells you temperature, everything's running out, your RPM, really loads and loads of information that could be really, really useful. So it looks like we've hit a spot that we can't get over at the moment, so let's have a bit of a, see if we can't move around a little bit and get up a bit further. I'm trying to sort of see what I'm doing and crawl at the same time, not always the easiest thing. It seems to get a little bit of momentum going, and this is running these stock tyres as well. But it's going to, whoa! Whew. Our heart raced a bit there. So let's have another quick go. See if we can get any higher. Then get a little bit of momentum. So some of these rocks are a little bit blunt, some are quite sharp. So, you know, exactly the same as when you're out on the trails. Getting the right bit of purchase at the right time. And there we go. So we're off. So that's not bad. You know, probably made it halfway up, maybe a little bit over halfway. So what we'll do, we'll swap bits over to the other one, get the other one running, the Ripper, and that's from Meus, and we'll see how we get on with that. So the Ripper's got a long wheelbase, only by a little bit, and obviously a bit lower down. Shocks are a bit stiffer on this one as well. But even with the alley gearbox in it, it's still pretty quiet. It doesn't seem to have quite so good braking in this one for some reason, so I might have to play with the settings a little bit. But it's definitely getting up there a bit better. I think that lower centre of gravity definitely helping. So there we go, bit of a play with them there. So that's both with the Stinger set up with the Komodo Outrunner motor. So let's have a look at what Furitek have sent us. So here's our package from Furitek, all the way from Vietnam. Ordered it about 4 days ago, so pretty good going really. Also, Tony from Furitek said he put something in here for me, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing what that is. So first of all, let's have a look what we've got in the pack. So as usual, the stuff always comes beautifully wrapped. I know it comes a long way. I don't know if this is a customs thing or if they have to pack stuff like this, but you know, it always comes in these nice bags. Quite often reuse these as well. So what have we got? We have got the new Cedar motor, and I can't remember the name of the ESC now. I'm gonna have to get it out to have a look. So I've got that. Got some stickers. Everybody loves stickers. Nice big sticker pack there too. And yes, have myself a t-shirt. So give me 2 seconds, I'll put that on and show that off. Well, obviously you can see I'm a bit of a powerhouse. This t-shirt, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself. T-shirt's a bit small for me, so it looks like it might be doing a bit of a giveaway. But what a fantastic t-shirt. It's lovely material. I'm actually pretty gutted. Might have to go and do a few laps around the park just to see if I can fit into this by the SST. But anyway, got a nice t-shirt. Yeah, a little bit embarrassed about that. Anyway, it's cold in here, all right? Right, let's get back onto the car stuff. There we go, that's a bit better. I'm back in my Rochester RC threads. Anyone looking for some really cool stuff, great service, don't forget Rochester RC. So Rochester RC, cars, boats and planes. In fact, they do everything. So tap them up, have a look and get your stuff from them. Very, very good company. So let's get this open, take a look inside. It says Furitek Torpedo Brushless Power System for TRX 4M. So the reason you've got to make sure that you get the right one is because the pinions are different. And obviously if you want the pinion to match up with your gearbox, you don't want to end up getting a system for an SCX24. So get these dangerous paper clips out of the way. So if you're looking for the system, there's the part number. Hopefully that'll focus. Is that focusing? It's FUR 2342. So what do we get in the kit? You get a nice set of instructions. It's worth having a look through those because obviously it tells you how to set it up and set your endpoints on your transmitter to suit the speed control. So definitely worth having a look through those. You get the converter cables, so this will convert the standard battery, which is one of these little 2S packs. It will convert the standard battery to their battery, sorry, their connector on the ESC, and also you get the receiver wire. And then in this tiny little box, and they're always nicely sealed up as well. God, I'm terribly unprepared, aren't I? But then it all adds to the build up, doesn't it? So there we go. There we go. Oh, look at that. So a bit of silica gel, Look at that, Python Pro. Little ESC all tucked in there. And I believe the Bluetooth module is also built into these now, whereas before it was a separate part. So let me just get a rule, and then we can just say the size of this. So we've got 36 mil in length. I'll take the switch into consideration as well. 22 mil, and probably 15 mil high. So obviously your connectors are going to go in the top, so you'll gain a little bit of height there. And it's got a little window in it, which apparently the LED shines through, which is handy. We've got a couple of motor screws. It's always nice to get them. And here is the motor. So this is the Cedar motor. It's brand new from Furitek. Whereas the other motors are Outrunners, this is a standard motor. It's also supposed to be waterproof. Now, I'm not the sort of person that normally takes my stuff through water, but you know, it's very easy to get dust and dirt and what have you in there. So it's nice to know that hopefully it'll be protected. So there we are. This thing again is tiny. So it's about 35 millimeters long. 17 mil in diameter, something like that. Decent sized pinion on it as well, so that's about 7 millimeters long. So it's gonna fit almost, if not all, of the gearboxes that were available for the TRX4M at the moment. But it's nice and light. It looks like it's all nicely made out of aluminium. Feels good. Feels good. Right, let's get it coupled up to something and see what it sounds like, and then we can decide what we're going to put it in. Right, so I've just popped it all together just quickly in the in this one, just so that you can see it run and listen to it. Right, let's plug it in. So again, I'm running this on a 2S LiPo. Apparently it's 4S compatible. I'm not sure about that. Sounds a lot to me, but we'll see how it goes. But I have got some 3S batteries as well, which I would be interested to try this in. So turn it on. There we go. Hopefully it all sounds good. Oh, look. So it's all powered up. I mean, just like in my fingers, it feels like it's got loads of torque. It's nice and quiet too. But then the Outrunner's very quiet. So just as a bit of a size comparison. So obviously it's bigger than the Outrunner, but it is waterproof, and it is capable of that 4S. So what we'll do, I'm just going to show you the app quickly as well, because that's really cool. So it's called, I'll go back to the setup. It's called the Furitek app. Sounds quite dangerous, doesn't it? So what you do is, it's detected it there, so I click on that, and it's got all the info in here. I'm not going to go through everything, but telemetry. So as you can see, obviously it monitors throttle percentage, RPM. So that's 1700 RPM, that's running at the moment. 7.8 volts going to it. It's running at 19.8 degrees, and obviously you can see where in the throttle curve it's running. So if I go back, go to running, so you can switch rotation. Obviously if you mount it forwards or backwards, you can set percentage of throttle that you want from 0 to 100. So for instance, if you only want 60% reverse, then obviously you can just lower that just using the buttons, which is quite useful. Voltage output for the servo, so 5.5, 7.4 or 8.4 volts from this one as well. And I've got an 8.4 volt servo in here, but to be honest, I don't really think that I need to go that high. Obviously you'd need to be running a 3S for that. Startup power, so you can have it low, mid, normal, high or very high, depending what you're using it for. Throttle, so you can set your calibration. So obviously I'm at triggers at 0. There we go, triggers at 0, and it's at 0. Neutral, forward, so narrow, normal, wide or super wide. So that's the position from where you're not putting any throttle to when you put it on. From when you've got no throttle to when you're putting throttle on. It depends how much you want to move your trigger. So again, how sensitive it is. Punch, neutral brake, low speed percentage. Go back to your throttle curve as well, so you can change all these points. You can set them wherever you want. So if you want it so it starts off slow and then you get to like 50% and then it's just like full punch, you can set all of that. And then there's a choice down the bottom, you can set the same for going in reverse as well. And that's your throttle curves. And then this is a new one on here, I've not seen this on this one. Voltage correction factor. Well, I don't know what that is, I'm gonna have to look that up. But that's quite cool. It's actually telling me the voltage that it's receiving. It's dancing about because obviously it's how many amps it's using. So it's using 0.5 amp at the moment, and it's using 4 watts of power. So you know, it really is a great bit of kit. It's got all this telemetry in it, loads of settings, lots to play around with. I can't fault it, I really can't. Price is very good, service is excellent, delivery is very good. So do you know what, I think I'm going to pull the Ripper apart, and I think I'm going to put it in that one, because that's definitely the one that's going to get the most use. This runs really well with a Komodo as well, so it's a little bit lighter. So let's put it in the Ripper and see how it goes in that. So here we are, the Cedar's fitted in, it's all running smoothly. so I haven't played with any of the settings yet, but we'll see how it goes, and then we can have a tweak around the settings and then see if it gets any better. So straight away, bearing in mind it's in a metal gearbox as well, with metal gears, it seems a little bit noisier, not a lot, but a little bit. Crawling is still very, very good. The crawl speed on this is incredible, really. It's got the crawler gears in it. In the low setting, this is straight out of the box as well. So I think I need to change the approach on here a little bit. Once you get past that, all seems good. So luckily, straight out of the box, the motor direction is correct, so that's good. Braking's not so good at the moment, but that's probably due to the settings. Seems to be maybe a bit torquier. But this is not so much about the climbability of it, it's more about how it pulls, the torque. I mean, it's climbing incredibly well. I'd imagine it's probably a little bit heavier than the Outrunner. It's definitely getting up as high. Not now, obviously. Right, so let's have a bit of a play with the settings, change the telemetry a little bit, and see if we can't get this a little bit smoother. So we're back in the app. I've checked the firmware, and that's the most current version, 1.4. So let's go to settings. So we've got crawler, brushless. It is the Cedar motor, so that needs changing. There we go. Temperature unit, centigrade. So I'm happy with that. So we go back to running. So we've got forward and reverse because we're using it in a crawler. We don't want a gap in the middle, so we don't want to have to. Sometimes you have to do like the double press on the reverse. Don't want that. Counterclockwise seems right. Just check that again. Yeah, so forward is forward, so that's right. Startup power normal. Max forward is 100. Max reverse, I think what I'll do, I'll go down to about. It's quite quick, so go down to about 60% reverse. Max brake, we want 100. Drag brake is not turned on, so that would be why that wasn't working. So we turn that to 100. So this is, I forget what the F stands for. Basically, if you put, say you put 20% power on, no matter how much resistance is put against the motor, it will keep the same amount of power. So it's almost like having cruise control as such. So it doesn't matter how much resistance, it will still stick at, it will give the same amount of power as it would at 20%. That's an example. Go to throttle. So neutrals, that's okay. Punch, turn that up a bit. Neutral brake 2, low speed. So between 10 and 100%. So we'll leave that at that. I think that's the lowest throttle setting, something like that. Where are we? Battery. So 7.7 volt. So that's what's coming out of the battery at the moment. Sorry, excuse me. I'm trying to look at this and run it. So forward, reverse, voltage cut off. 3.3. So I'm going to turn that up to 7.4 because that is a high voltage servo. There we go. And then throttle curve. So we'll leave that on the preset at the moment. And then, there we go. Right. So if we go telemetry. So telemetry is working, that's good. It's very clever this, I like this a lot. Right, I'll put the phone over there for a minute. And we'll move the camera back round and then we'll have another go. See if this drag brake's working now. Okay, so we'll give it another go. I've played with the settings a little bit. Might have to play with the end stops on the steering a little bit. So again, crawl speed is ridiculously slow again. I can't say that you never need to know. It needs to go slower than that. These 18th scale, they're honestly so much fun. I'm currently building an indoor course in a spare room that I have. This being the first item on that track. So there we go. So the drag brake's holding better now. Well, it's holding now, whereas it wasn't before. See if we can't bump it up a little bit. There we go. So now I've set the power a little bit as well. It seems to be climbing better. I mean, it might be luck, but... And again, that drag brake's holding nicely. I'm just going to hold it there and get a couple of pictures. So there we go. A little bit of a demonstration as well. So I'm just going to... This is running at 2S. So it's quietened down a little bit now. I think it's bedded in a little bit. Overall, yeah, super impressed. Absolutely love this little ripper. Can't wait to get out on the trails with it and give it a go. I'm just going to chuck a 3S in it because I'm curious as to how much more wheel speed that's going to give us. So I've just put a little 3S pack in there. It's obviously heavier, but I'm just going to give it a go up the slope as well and see if it makes any difference. But definitely got more wheel speed. So we'll see how that goes. Brilliant turning circle on these rippers as well. Don't think it's going to like having that bigger battery on the back. So these tyres are the Inura rock crawler tyres. Almost like a high rack sort of replica. Not tried them on the rocks yet, not proper rocks anyway. But oh, it's got loads of punch. I mean, it had loads on the 2S, but it's still got loads on there. Ooh.